Yesterday, Arsenal fans never celebrated very well their win against Nottingham at Emirates after beating them by 5 goals to nil. Reason being, Bukayo Saka walked off the field of play very injured, and obviously a lot of worry has been really bubbling around Emirates and around the supporters of Arsenal in every corner of the world as far as how long he's going to spend out injured. But the manager of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, has gone ahead to really let us know what he really thinks about this injury and what the scans have really come out and really told us how long he's really going to spend out of the game of football. And secondly, we are going to also attach a little bit of 3 Arsenal players that have been included into the Premier League Team of the Week, and obviously that has been voted by Alan Shearer. There are very many others that have been made, but obviously that of Alan Shearer has always been here for so long, and obviously it's powered by BBC. Not so welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, guys, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner and smash the subscription button. It's red in color and it has the word subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video to this channel. Now, it all started yesterday in the 5th minute when Bukayo Saka really created the first goal for Arsenal with his curling effort that found the header of Martinelli and headed it home to make it 1-0. But I think it was after those 5 minutes, 22 minutes later, he really fell down. And in those 22 minutes, he went down thrice. But the manager tried to keep him on the field of play, but Bukayo couldn't really handle and said, I can no longer support myself to go on and really continue to play this game of football. And that really worried Arsenal fans a lot. Until now, they are still worried and really wanting to know what is it all about and what is Arsenal all about and what is Bukayo Saka all about. In a statement that Mikel Arteta issued as soon as the game of football really came to an end between Arsenal and the side which goes by names of Nottingham, he said, hopefully not, it was a bad kick, he was limping, but I don't see it further than that. Both foot and ankle, he got kicked a few times. That is what Mikel Arteta said when asked on Bukayo Saka's injury and whether it really puts his World Cup in doubt. That is World Cup participation. One will ask, what's all about the World Cup? The World Cup is really kicking off on the 20th of November. And obviously, England is going to be represented, and Bukayo Saka is one of those players that Gary Southgate really believes should come on and really play a very huge part into that game of football of England, where they are going to play teams like, I think there is Wales. They are in Group B, whereas England, and Bukayo Saka is part of the squad that we expect to be included into that provisional and then make it to a 10-6-man squad that is going to make it to Qatar for England to compete for the World Cup. Remember, last World Cup, England finished 4th. Was it 4th or 3rd? Because they played Belgium. Not so. They played Belgium, and I think Belgium beat them. England finished 4th. In the Euros recently concluded, England finished 2nd, meaning that they're not far away from really hitting the milestone of really winning the World Cup or any country trophy since 1966. So as things stand right about now, Mikel Arteta told us that, but the camp of Arsenal has also gone ahead and really released some news through the Sun, and they first told us that Arsenal are cautiously optimistic that Bukayo Saka did not suffer a serious injury against Nottingham Forest and could even be available to face Chelsea on Sunday. That is Mark Elwin for the Sun. He has gone ahead to let us know that Arsenal's medical team are encouraged by the fact that Saka was able to play on for 15 minutes after the initial collision before coming off as a precaution, and the fact he was able to leave the stadium without the need of crutches or a protective boot. That is what the Sun is telling us. The team of Arsenal is really so much optimistic that Bukayo Saka is really going to be really available when they are playing Chelsea. I think when they are playing Zurich, I don't think they will need him. I think Zurich can get destroyed with the likes of Marquinhos, though Marquinhos has started today and played into that reserve. Is it under 21? Yeah, Arsenal under 21 game. They need to win it to go back on top of the table. That is the reserves. And it looks like Arsenal is all over the wire because Arsenal men's team, top of the Premier League table. Women's team also competing very well into the Premiership. And I believe they're really topping the Premier League also. Now, the under-21s, if at all they win today, they're going to be really topping the Premier League table of the reserve team. So it shows you how competitive this has really gone on to that level. And obviously, Arsenal are seeing Marquinhos play there. And if at all he's playing on Monday, can he be able to play on Thursday? I think he can. He's going to be included into the squad of Arsenal to play against Zurich. So I don't think they need Bukayo Saka to go on and really play a part in that game of football. And obviously, Reece Nelson, the usual suspect, really came in through and obviously scored a brace and created one goal in the game of Nottingham where Arsenal beat Nottingham by 5-0. I think he can come in through and really do a very great job of that right side. And by the way, I was shocked for Reece Nelson because in the summer of 2021, I remember him playing for Arsenal, especially in Scotland, where Arsenal played Aberdeen. They played against Rangers and which other team. They played like 3 teams there. And he played onto the left wing. And that's where I saw him really thriving. But him coming out on the right wing and really playing like that, especially with that right foot, obviously he's really one of those players that I really saw that he has a lot of talent. But him getting a chance to go on and really play for Arsenal was really something hard. But he's coming in through to play that side and really producing a game to that level might change Arsenal's transfer plan, because Arsenal are really planning to bring in another player who can play onto the right attacking side of the midfield where Bukayo Saka plays. But him getting an injury and Reece Nelson coming in through and really playing like that obviously really gives him a very good go ahead and really send a message to the manager, please, I can also come here and really make it happen. Not so. So let's wait and see what Reece Nelson is going to do. But I believe Reece Nelson can get the job done against FC Zurich. And Bukayo Saka might return on Sunday to play against Chelsea. Remember, Arsenal playing Chelsea. That is one of the big games. And I believe you wouldn't like not to be having Bukayo Saka. That's it. Because he's really a good guy at killing off big games. Not so. Because I remember he scored against Manchester United. It was a leveler in the 53rd minute. Though United went ahead to score more to really win that game by 3-1. Obviously, Bukayo Saka had given Arsenal a chance to get back into the game. And he scored when tomorrow was going to be his birthday of him making 21 years of age. Then afterwards, in the game of Liverpool, he came and scored a brace. You saw him very well. He scored a brace in the game of Liverpool. Though in the game of Spurs, he never scored, but I believe was he responsible for an assist? Yeah, that shot that we directed to Hugo Lloris and resulted into the goal of Gabriel Jesus. That was the second one. I think he was inclusive into that goal. And the first one, he was responsible for the secondary assist because he's the one who really passed that ball to Ben White, and then Ben White laid it to find Thomas Partey to score a goal against Spurs that he scored that looked the same like the one he scored against Nottingham over the weekend, and that is yesterday. That is the man who goes by the names of Bukayo Saka. So in these huge games, he's really a very good player that you will always need to come in through and really do the needful for you and get the job done and dusted. So when you hear them talk about Sunday, they are really looking at the game of Chelsea. You need Bukayo Saka away at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, Arsenal needs a win, because if they go ahead and really win that game of football, they would have gone ahead to beat 3 out of the 4 teams in the top 6 they've played. The only team they've not yet played is Man City and Chelsea. After playing Chelsea, they will find next year when they're going to be playing Man City, because Man City is one of those games that was really cancelled out, that was really postponed, because Arsenal never played the game of PSV in London, and obviously the game of Man City was postponed. It was supposed to be played this month on 20th, but obviously Arsenal were playing PSV. So that shows you how hard it is for Arsenal, lots of fixtures, but obviously if they go ahead and really go into that game of Chelsea without Bukayo Saka, it's really going to be a very huge blow, if at all you know what it means playing this game of football and what Bukayo Saka brings up on the field of play when he's playing teams like Chelsea. And if at all you know, You know, Bukayo Saka is really a threat when it comes to playing these huge teams. He's really one of those players that really comes in through and really doesn't disappoint in all at the given occasion. That is a man who goes by the names of Bukayo Saka, and obviously he does a very beautiful job every time he's really called upon. And I believe Arsenal are really so much great to have him with them, because this guy is really one of the best that I've seen play for Arsenal at his age. Then, after winning 3 goals, sorry, not 3, I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, you won by 5. After beating Nottingham by 5 goals to nil, Arsenal has gone ahead to really get a trio into what we call the Alan Shearer's Premier League team of the week. And obviously, they've gotten the following: Saliba, Thomas Partey, and Reece Nelson. But I have a big question on Saliba, because Arsenal was not attacked a lot yesterday. How does Saliba make it here? Because there are very many defenders that really did great. There is that defender of Leicester City. He did great. There is that defender of Lisandro Martinez did great. I wish that defender did great. There is another defender I want to talk about. There are like 4 defenders that I'm not seeing here. And I believe Alan Shearer. The rest, I will agree with him, because Thomas Partey scoring a goal, it's okay for him to be included, and obviously controlled the midfield very well. And to me, he's one of the top 5 central defensive midfielders in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne, he really played a very huge role. Reece Nelson undoubtedly has to be there. Joe Wellington, yeah, he deserves to be there. Even Almaron also deserves to be there. More, same applies to him. And Callum Wilson, yeah, they deserve to be there. But I have a question on Saliba. I love Saliba, but I didn't see him do a very good job, apart from really getting that ball and playing it well, because Arsenal was not under attack a lot. That's my problem with Alan Shearer. But William Saliba, Thomas Partey, and Reece Nelson have found themselves into the Premier League team of the week, voted or really compiled by Alan Shearer. Do you believe they really deserve to be here? I really believe the 2 deserve. That is Reece Nelson and Thomas Partey. For Saliba, I'm really having a lot of questions, because what did Saliba have to do yesterday? Apart from that only run that really was on shoulder to shoulder with Awoyinyi. Is he Awoyinyi, that centre forward of Nottingham, and really beat him by pace and energy, and really used his set of skills to send him the wrong way, and really got that ball and really passed it. I believe, if you're telling me consistency, yeah, but even other defenders have been consistent. So I believe this Premier League team is not picked because of consistency. It's picked depending on how that particular kind of player is going to have to perform on that particular weekend. Not so? So I believe Alan Shearer got the rest right. Even the goalkeeper of Leeds really had a very, very good game against Liverpool. He really saved lots of chances. Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah, and very many others. He pulled out saves that on another day you wouldn't expect Liverpool to be really not scoring those goals in the game of football. So Arsenal really were good. Thomas Partey scoring a photocopy of that goal he scored against Spurs. It shows you that he is really a man who really keeps on training that onto the training ground, and he keeps on perfecting it game in, game out. I saw him in like 3 games, him trying to go on for that goal, but the ball never really went to the back of the net. By this time round, in these 2 games, he has gone ahead to really score that trademark goal of him. So that is a man who goes by the names of Thomas Partey. Reece Nelson, great player. I really love him. I love his skill set, and I believe he has come in at a very great juncture that Bukayo Saka is injured. And obviously, putting even away the injuries, Arsenal have been really looking in for a player to come in and really play a role that Bukayo Saka can play, such that they rest him somehow, because you can't play him game in, game out, and it shows you that injuries are really starting to knock onto him. Starting from the game of PSV, don't you remember? He was really taken off the field of play in the 70th minute, and he went off limping. He returned over the weekend to play against Southampton. Is it Southampton? Yeah, to play against Southampton. He played 90 minutes, I believe. So it shows you that this guy is not rested, and it might be costing his career. But Mikel Arteta told us that top players have to be playing how many games? Between 60 and 70 games a season. And obviously, if Bukayo Saka is going to be a very top player, he needs to go on and really play those games. And I know he needs to go on and play those games, but how are you going to manage him? It's not that he plays all those games, starting them, because for Bukayo, he has started every Premier League game for Arsenal. But players like Ronaldo have been able to play at that level, and Messi, some games, they used to come on in the 60th minute or 70th minute and play 20 minutes and obviously get themselves on the score sheet. So Arsenal needs to find themselves in the position of really resting this guy, because he's really great, and I believe he has gone ahead to do something great for Arsenal, and he needs to be rested. Not like him not playing a single minute in the games, but he can play close to 20 or 30 minutes in certain games. Then the other games, he can come on and really start. And even when he starts and really goes ahead to score, you can really, when the team is really having like a lead, you get him off, because I've seen games like the game of Brentford when I saw him play 90 minutes when Arsenal had three goals by the 60th minute. So I believe in such games, you need to take Bukayo Saka off. Even in the game of Spurs, when it was 3-1, what's the essence of relieving Bukayo Saka on? So I believe Mikel Arteta needs to manage this player better, not by resting him not to play the 90 minutes, but to find himself in a motive or in a way of really resting him, like playing 70 when he starts. If at all Arsenal really gets itself ahead, like by 3-0 in the 60th minute, you take him off and bring another player. Then some games he starts on the bench, comes in and really plays some 40, 30 minutes. That's it. I think that's the better way to manage the likes of Ronaldo, because if he keeps playing him like this, he might become a Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, if at all he was not overworked by Sir Alex Ferguson, because Wayne Rooney was unbenchable. Every game he used to play 90 minutes and he used to work a lot. And when you look at Bukayo Saka, he's obviously one of those players that has gone ahead to be really a workaholic on the field of play. So I don't want to see him turn into Wayne Rooney, because if at all Wayne Rooney was well managed, even right now, he would have been playing the game of football, because he really had a very good touch, and if at all he had switched back into the midfield area like he was at Derby, he would have been playing at a competitive level, because he is like 3-4 years younger than Ronaldo, and Ronaldo is still playing at Manchester United, but Rooney is down in management, showing you that he was poorly managed. So I don't want to see Bukayo Saka turn into a Wayne Rooney, because I believe in this era of football, it has been confirmed to us that a player can play up to 40 years. Look at Silva, Thiago at Chelsea, 38 years of age, and he's playing in the central defense in the Premier League team, showing that he managed himself very well. It shows you the quality of a player of his caliber. And people would have said Ronaldo is the center forward, he might be there waiting for balls to come in through. But guys, Thiago Silva is 38 and playing the central defense of Chelsea, and none of those players that are really in the youthful age have been able to bench him. Rudiger was there, Christensen was there, no one could bench him. This guy is really a typical wall into that central defense of Chelsea. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord to really watch over you throughout the night. I'm out.